Change management is a very hot topic right now, but if I Google change management, it's all like organization-wide stuff, right? ADKAR method, etc. But what I need as a leader is a way to empower my people to have them reflect and then come back with maybe their emotions in a one-on-one and help them really focus on what they can control. I can tell them that until I'm blue in the face, but it doesn't work. So today I'm going to give you a 3-step simple process that you can present in your team meeting. And then they're gonna go away, reflect, and then during your one-on-one, you're gonna have a meaningful conversation to help them through the change. And you can do this on any change from now on. So right here are the 3 C's of change, and we're gonna break it down. The first C is clarity. I want my people to be able to get clear on what they're thinking, what questions they have, the emotions that they're going through. So first, I'm gonna give them 5 questions to ask themselves and then come back with their responses during my one-on-one. Question number 1 is, how do you feel about the change? I want them to really think about their emotions. So how do you feel about the change? Number 2, what questions do you have about the change? This could be about, maybe it's a new technology and they've just mastered a certain process and so they're feeling a little scared. It could be about their comp, could be about their future at the organization. Whatever questions you have, write them down. Number 3 is, why are you so upset or excited? Maybe they're upset because they just got over the last change and now there's another change and they don't feel like there's any certainty in the organization. Or maybe they're excited because it's a new opportunity and maybe they can get in front of leadership or maybe, project manage or whatever it is. But let's get clear on that. Number 4, what's holding you back from buying in or adopting this change? You want to get really clear. Why are you putting the brakes on? And then number 5, what can you actually do next? What action can you take? So they're going to take those 5 questions, think about them, write some responses, and then they're going to come back during your one-on-one and have a conversation with you. Now, C number 2 is communicate. Now, this is your opportunity to coach them on the best way to communicate their either frustration, their excitement, whatnot. And there are 4 things that we can work on with communicate. Number 1 is the appropriate forum. I always think about, however I'm going to respond, I want to act like my CEO or the person that I respect most outside of the organization is in the room. So if I'm responding with emotion and disrespect, etc., that's not a good look for me. Maybe it's an all hands, maybe it's in the team meeting, maybe it's one-on-one, but coach them up on what the appropriate forum is. Number 2 is communicate with respect and thoughtfulness. I want to be thoughtful and not just burst out. That's why I started with clarity, so that I can be thoughtful about my response. We always want to be thoughtful and respectful whenever we communicate our concern or questions. Number 3 is all about the culture that you have created on your team, and that's usually being open and honest. You want to encourage people to be open and honest, of course, and this is a great opportunity to course correct if necessary, or to remind them that it's okay to be open and honest. And number 4 is communicate with the intent to move forward. I always think about a solution finder versus a problem pusher, right? You can tell me about all the problems. Well, did you think about this? Did you think about that? That's okay. However, what I want you to do is shift your mindset to being more solution oriented. So bring ideas, bring solutions, and be a solution finder, not a problem identifier or pusher. That's number 2, communicate. And number 3, this is always my favorite. This is what we wanted from the very beginning, control. Control is, let's put an action plan in place. What can I actually do now? And this means I'm going to break down weekly, daily, maybe even hourly for them. I might have to put in a power hour to get them to focus on what they can control. So let's walk away from a one-on-one with a nice action plan. And finally, it's about trust. And that's usually a value for most organizations. I want to trust that whoever's making this decision is doing it for the good of the group, the good of the organization. We are moving forward in a positive direction, and that's why they've done this. Now, of course, in the future, I want to always make sure that my voice is heard. That is okay. But for now, I'm going to focus on what I can control. So those 3 things, I'm going to give them a couple of questions so that they can get very clear. So clarity is number 1. Number 2 is communicate, giving them some coaching on how and when to communicate their concerns, their excitement, etc. And then finally, we focus on what we can control. Those are the 3 C's of change. Now, if your people are stuck in the weeds, constantly getting discouraged, it's time to take a step back, look at the bigger picture. And we do that through something called the shopping list. And I go through that in this video right here.